Good evening, gentlemen. Fellow Nigerians, I wish to report to you that just about an hour ago or less, I returned from the SCID Panti Yaba, Lagos, in the quest for the release from bail of Olanrewaju James Omiyinka, otherwise popularly known as Baba Ijesha. You know, in the morning earlier on, at that occasion, alongside my colleague Adesina of the Radical Agenda Movement in the Nigerian Bar Association, Ramimba, to meet with Mr. Yomi Fabi, the actor, as well as a comrade, Kehinde Agedo, who actually is the facilitator of the meeting of myself, Ramimba Secretary Adesina and Yomi Fabi. Of course, Fabi is being in the news for some time now and championing the cause of the release from bail of Mr. Omiyinka, Baba Ijesha, accused of a lot of offences of a sexual nature, of having an illegal and inappropriate entanglement with a lady said to be a minor of 14 years old, 14 years of age, probably about a month ago. Baba Ijesha has been in detention of the police at the SCID, the facility there at Pantis, about a month ago. You will recollect that about 10 days ago, or about 2 weeks ago, the police showed interest in that they will release the gentleman on bail, and almost immediately after that kite was flown in the press, there were opposition to it, essentially from female activist groups, women's groups and child rights activists and all that, that the man should not be released on bail. They actually did a demonstration, and the police in Lagos capitulated and refused to release him on bail. That is not right. And then we made efforts. About 7 days ago, we wrote a petition to the Deputy Commissioner of Police at the SID Panti, that's DCP Adegoke, demanding for the release of this person on bail because the offences as disclosed are bailable. Up to as I'm speaking, our letter has not been replied to. Before we dropped that letter, we had seen Baba Ijesha himself, who directed us to a gentleman, a legal practitioner like ourselves, one Mr. Oyakande, who he said is one of his lawyers and that we could work up with him, and that's okay by us. And we did this letter with the approval of this gentleman. We dropped it. Well, things got slack and nothing was heard about the letter, and even though officers of the SCID were promising that they will release the fellow, and the lawyers were going up and down, nothing was done. Until I was contacted, so Fabi was, that is Yomi Fabi and Agedo, they were in my chambers. The winners don't quit chambers this morning, from where we proceeded to the SID Panti. Before we left, it seems that Mr. Fabi really knew Baba Ijesha very well and all, and we assure them that these chambers, we don't beg, we don't negotiate when it comes to the issues of rights and fundamental rights. And we told them clearly, if Omojo Shejafun, you can't begin to champion the cause of a coward, and so that it will not be a matter that we are championing quite muscularly, quite robustly the cause of a person who is a weakling, who doesn't know his right, or who doesn't want to fight for his right, and who seems to be begging and pleading and wanting to plead his way out of trouble, just the way Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola, the presumed winner of the June 12, 1993 election, was trying to negotiate the way to victory and perished in the circumstances. We told them in Yoruba. They were there, and I told them, if you come to us, we are like a iṣu láàróyè, abẹ́lẹ́kún sunkún, ẹlẹ́kún sunkún, láàróyè ń sun ẹ̀jẹ̀, ẹlẹ́kún ń sun ìgbẹ́, láàróyè ń sun ìfún. That's what the chambers is. Winners don't quit chambers. That's what we do. We champion our cause. Even you yourself, Ikeja, you'll be afraid. You'll be intimidated. You'll be afraid. You'll be scared because we are passionate. We are committed into what we are doing. The issue of liberty has gone beyond the issue of a singular person. It's a society thing. Once in any situation where a human being rights being infringed upon, as it's been regularly infringed upon in Nigeria, is the rights of everybody, because it's coming to your town. As Yoruba people say, "Makan lo yen kani," and they assured us that they are brave, they are up to it, and that actually they led a protest to Panti weekend and all that to press home the point that this gentleman is due for his freedom, albeit conditionally. So we proceeded, and we met the DCP, Mr. Deko Adewoke, who rightly approved that we should see Omi Yinka, that is Baba Ijesha. We saw him in the office of the head of the team handling his case, the head of this lady, D10 and all that. And we explained the mission to him. Of course, when we met him, and we were about 3 or 4 of us that met him, though there was no physical scars on him, and he did not say that the police had beaten him or something, but he was clearly traumatized, had become lame, emaciated, and he was limping. Though he didn't tell us that whatever injury it might be nursing was caused by police brutality, but what was sure that he did not enter Akmanti about 35 days ago limping. And after we've told him and all that, he mentioned the name of the lawyer, and we got the contact and spoke to speak with him and all that. And we explained, look, the situation is that you hear people who love you have contacted us. We are fighters. We do not beg for rights. We do not beg for rights. This is the truth. It's not Nigeria of 1980, of 1970, of 1990, 1990, whatever. And we are a different set of counsel when it comes to human rights. Even an armed robber is entitled to his rights under the law. It's quite infuriating to learn, has been reported that the Commissioner of Police in Lagos State, Akim Odumosu, was reported to be saying that it's because of the what do you call it, the issuance of the legal advice, that's why they have not released him. And we will take up Moyosore Onigbanjo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, on that. I've read a copy of the legal advice. I've never had, it's never there that I do not release this person on bail. Well, we went back to see the Deputy Commissioner of Police, who we had met earlier on, and he said we should bring an application for the gentleman's bail, which we do. We brought a bail bond. The gentleman said, no, it's not a bail bond. I should write a letter to the Commissioner of Police, and that asking that this man be granted bail. Well, personally, I wonder why the rigmarole, the bureaucratic rigmaroling, is absolutely unnecessary. Absolutely unnecessary. And I told the DCP to his face that, look, you are pandering to a section of public opinion, and that leader, anybody who is a leader, must be willing, must have the courage, must have the sternum, must have the heart to stand for what is right at all times. And they should not play, what's the name of that gentleman who tried Jesus, Pilate, who was acting foolishly. He knew the right thing to do. He lacked the guts, lacked the balls, and he was now washing his hands foolishly. I'm innocent of the death of this innocent man. He proceeded, knowing the right thing, yet he proceeded to sentence him to death. And he was washing his hands. Who is he fooling? I'm very sure that Pilate is in hell for that singular act. I told this okay, go and tell your boss, do the right thing. It is the right thing that must be done, and you must not cave in to public opinion. Yes, public opinion is important, but it's not more important than legality, the constitution. The gentleman was trying to cite that when they saw that a case of indecent assault, and that under the law that the man cannot be. I said, which law? Lagos state law. Is this superior to the constitution? He concurred that it cannot be superior to the constitution, and indeed it's not superior to the constitution. Look, gentlemen, the matter of Baba Ijesha is not a matter of morality. He did this. He slept with a minor. He did not sleep with a minor. He caressed a minor. He did not caress a minor. He was dating the minor's guardian. He was also. That's not the issue. When it comes to the issue of law, you look at the provisions of the law. That is it. You look at the provisions of the law. So it's not a matter of whether you like his face, whether you like his conduct, you don't like his conduct. You just see what are his benefits, his privileges, his rights under the law, and you satisfy it. Apparently, Baba Ijesha is a small fish, that's why he's being oppressed, because it's a clear case of oppression. It's a clear case of oppression. It's a clear case of saying, well, we will rather offend you, injure you in your rights, than injure some powers that be. We submitted the letter to the gentleman because, according to Mr. Agedu, who participated in the protest of Saturday, the gentleman, senior police officer, Mr. Adegoke, was saying that we'll look at it by Monday. If the court will be open and all that, they will charge him to court because of Jews on strike and all that. This is not right. It cannot be right. It is not right. And hanging the case on the neck of Juson is extremely wrong. Well, I told Adegoke to his face, I said, I will sue you. We are suing you. You and your commissioner, Hakeem Odumosu. My application is before Odumosu. I'm not threatening them, and I'm not intimidating them. I'm saying that we have gone beyond the level of negotiating, of pleading, and urging people who are servants. Government is the servant of the people. Sovereignty belongs to the people. Agents and minions of government must serve the law. So it's not a matter of if they like, they should reject it. But we shall meet at Philippi. This is the truth. This is the truth. The earlier they do the right thing, the better. And the earlier Nigerians begin to sorrow-soke and not wait for the time it comes, the wrong, the evil, the oppression, the tyranny comes home to them personally, or to their children, or to their parents, or to their community, that is the time they will begin to. It is too late that time. We must be our brother's keepers, and in being our brother's keeper, we are not doing our brother a favor. We are actually doing ourselves a favor. Our demand remains: Baba Ijesha should be released. with the latest information we're hearing about Juson is that they said they're about to continue. Talks had broken down again. And people should be questionable. Will these police officers, will they behave like this if Baba Ijesha happen to be their own persons? And the way the average Nigerian should grow beyond this until it comes to me personally. No, we should understand the you. When they say you, my interest, is the communal interest that should be you. And not it's only when myself, as Yoruba people will wrongly say, Oyo Jire, during the times of Oyo Empire imperialism, that is statement, Oyo Jire, Oyo Jire, Talafi Bati Jire, Abushe, whether the Oyo, that's the capital, whether it works well, settled or is unsettled, as long as they are laughing, the king, the monarch, the emperor, as long as it's well, then that's okay by us. Oh, you can never be well with you when the community is not okay. It can never be well. And the same Yoruba people say, Olowo kan láàrin otoshi mẹ́fà, gbogbo wọn ẹgbẹ̀rá. A rich person, individual, surrounded by 6 or 7 poor, poverty-stricken siblings, all of them are foolish. In other words, is what it is said by the Western world, when the poor have nothing to eat again, they begin to eat the rich. It's in the interest of everybody to ensure that the right things is done to every and anybody in the community, because that is where our own interest is best guaranteed and assured. I want to thank you for this, your kind attention. Kindly pass on the message on and spread it. There's so much this idea of, and once we arrest him, we begin to punish him by detaining him, by locking him up. This is a primitive idea. It's not in conformation with the law. Bail is the right of any accused person. Bail is his right. In fact, strictly speaking, there is no offence that is not bailable. In the police, at the police level, offences that are like homicide, armed robbery, yes, the police may lack the power to grant it, but the High Court will grant it. We should put ourselves in the shoes of people. It's not a matter of judgmental. Oh, the man is a rapist. A rapist is bailable. The man is a defiler. It is bailable. That's what the law says. Baba Ijesha did not write it. He did not write it. He did not write it. He did not write that law. And the more constant, the more fidelity we can keep with the law, with the laws, the better for all of us. I want to thank you for your attention once again. The name is Adesina Ogunlana, legal practitioner, former chairman, Nigerian Bar Association.